very simple answer to this one. I think Pep is being optimistic when he says it's nearly impossible. I think it's absolutely impossible. We've certainly never seen anybody do it before. And as good as this side is, they're not perfect. No side is perfect. And winning the quadruple with the intensity that City have got to play in now in the remaining games, I just don't think it's possible. I talk to a lot of City fans, of course, on my vlog and on my podcast, Forever Blue. And I don't think there's anybody realistically, apart from the most optimistic fans, who think it's even possible. I think it's fair to say that a lot of City fans are anxious about the trip to Crystal Palace, not just because Crystal Palace got a great result at the Etihad, but also because it comes in between the two legs of the Champions League quarter-finals against Spurs. And we're all surprised, I think, the City fans at the team selection, and there's even a few who've said to me that they think that the best players like Kevin De Bruyne were being left for the game at Crystal Palace. So is there a priority for the league games? I'm not sure. I believe that City will bounce back and win that game, but not by any sort of confident feeling. Crystal Palace fans are fantastic, create a fantastic atmosphere. Obviously, we've sort of nicked your song, really, haven't we? Made it into the Guardiola song, the Glad All Over song, which I love as well. It's a good old-fashioned set of supporters. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. I think I'm an old-fashioned fan myself. It's probably as tough as any game left, apart from two. I'd put this as the third toughest game that they've got left, behind the Manchester derby at Old Trafford and the Tottenham League game just coming just after the two legs of the Champions League. So, tough one. I'd never have understood the criticism that he gets. He's an all-round good guy, he says the right things. He saw the way that he reacted to the racism stuff that was chucked at him from a certain section of the Chelsea supporters. He's now a real contender for Player of the Year, along with, obviously keep mentioning Liverpool's Virgil van Dijk. Personally, I think City's best Player of the Year isn't even Raheem Sterling. I think it's Bernardo Silva. But he's a role model, he's playing well, and I hope he does get a great reception because he deserves it everywhere he goes, really. Bernardo Silva is definitely City's on-form player. He's been a phenomenal player all season, but he has this injury, muscle strain, and I would have thought there's any risk they're going to save him for the second leg against Tottenham next Wednesday. If he comes back, then that makes a big difference, but he's been the phenomenal player of all season. The other very consistent players are people like Fernandinho, David Silva, of course, who now is perhaps at the veteran stage of his career, but still is basically a very consistent player. And you always look at Sergio Aguero as a real goal threat, but the answer to the question is Bernardo Silva. But will he play? No matter whether I'm on radio, television, doing a podcast myself, appearing on your video, I don't do predictions. Football is a fantastic game that you can't predict, and that's why I love it so much. I'm very hopeful and certainly desperate for City to continue to win, to keep the pressure on Liverpool. So from my perspective, obviously not your perspective, but from my perspective, somehow we can get a result down at Crystal Palace. But I wouldn't say this was a foregone conclusion by any means, and there's no way I'm going to predict it. If I could predict it, I'd be a millionaire. Yeah, I would, Rodney. I'd be a millionaire.